Hey, what is up, guys? Klassen here, and today we're going to talk about a video that came out a couple weeks ago. It's been circulating around on YouTube or other social media, and I know that I might be a little late to this, but I still wanted to talk about it and give my 2 cents on it because I think that it's important that we look at this and hopefully learn from it, so that you or anyone else doesn't make this mistake, because mistakes were made here. There's no doubt about it. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that this footage, is graphic. It does lead to the guy dying. He doesn't die in the video. And, by the end of the video, he kind of seems like he's fine. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that, continue watching at your own risk because it is graphic footage. Okay, so here we have a bodybuilder, 33 years old. He's going for, it looks like a pretty big lift here, about 400 pounds. He squats down, gets some really good depth, and he doesn't come back up. He sits back, the bar rolls off of his head. It's just, it's not a great look here. It does not look good by any means, but, he's kind of sitting back by the end. Kind of looks like he might be fine, like the video cuts, but he looks like he could have maybe just stood up after this, but what really happened was some really extensive spinal damage, and he was rushed to the hospital, and they couldn't save him. So this was it. Now, this doesn't happen a lot in the lifting world. This is kind of an anomaly. It's pretty rare that someone gets hurt to this extent, and there are a couple of reasons for this. So I don't want to scare anyone away from squatting here, because this was like the perfect storm right here. So the first thing that jumps out at me is the spotter is not spotting correctly, because he has his hands on the bar. So if something were to go wrong, he's like relying on his biceps to like curl the weight up, and there's like 4 plates on each side. So if there was an emergency, he's already not in a position where he can help this guy. So how you're supposed to spot when you're squatting is to put your hands, you have to get in really tight, really close. You have to kind of like merge bodies. You have to like become one. So your arms have to wrap around the squatter's chest and get really tight. That way, as he's standing up with the weight, you're kind of standing up with him as well. You're supporting his torso, right? You're not trying to curl the bar up. And yeah, so as he goes down, he's already too far away to help. And then he just ends up falling backwards with the guy, which is kind of pointless. He's just not really doing anything here. He looks like he's doing something here, but he's not doing anything here. So proper spotting could have been a support here. But at the end of the day, you might not even have needed a spotter had he just had safety bars. And that's the most shocking part of this video to me, is that there's no safety bars. He's not even in like a proper power rack or anything. When I'm lifting half this much weight, I use safety bars, because you never know. What if you didn't eat very much food that day and you got lightheaded, right? Don't ever think that you're too good to play it safe in the gym. And this is a huge lift, right? Especially because he has a spotter, so it's probably a PR. So you have to take every safety precaution necessary, and there's lots of different types of safety bar. There's no excuse, right? There's no excuse. So not having safety bars, that's the responsibility of the lifter. And I think if you're spotting, as a personal trainer, I always, there's no reality where I'm having a client squatting where there isn't safety bars, even if they're new and they're just learning, even if they're just doing the bar. Why not? It's so easy to just use safety bars, right? So those two things, even if there wasn't a spotter, a rack would have probably saved him. Even if he tore a muscle or strained something or broke a leg, that's still better than dying, right? So a couple things here, I guess, maybe this is an ego related death. Maybe this lifter thought he was too good. I guess we'll never know his thoughts. The spotter didn't think of it. Maybe the spotter had too much confidence in this guy. Maybe he had a false sense of confidence with his own spotting ability. But this is really sad, because this 100% could have been prevented. Even if the spotter wasn't here, a safety rack would have saved him. A minor injury is better than a serious injury. So a couple things here. that you can learn from this is that, first of all, don't go for a PR if you don't think you're ready for it. If you think you are ready for it, make sure that you have safety precautions in place. Make sure you have a power rack. If you're doing something like a dangerous lift, maybe let someone know so someone's around, even if they're not spotting you, so at least they could call 911. Like, don't go for it alone in your basement, right? If someone's going to spot you, make sure you have a conversation about how to spot. Get them to watch a video or something. Like, hey, I'm going for a squat max lift here. Could you look at this picture of how to squat or how to spot me and then give me some help? Like, and this is a huge lift, so not everyone's going for PRs of this magnitude, right? Because if you were going for a 200-pound PR squat, maybe your neck would have been fine. Maybe it was just the weight that made this ultimately super dangerous. But yeah, I think I've talked enough about this video. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions, like, please ask. Like, safety has got to be number one. Again, I've never seen a squat injury this serious before. Like, I've never personally seen. I don't see videos. Usually you see someone pass out or break a bone or something. But this is pretty serious, and this is a bit of a wake up call that these things can happen, even if they're rare. They can happen, and you have to be educated on dangerous lifts, compound lifts, heavy lifts. Right? Treat the safety seriously. Slowly work your way up to PRs, and if you're going to take a PR, make sure that you've considered everything. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Klassen out.